Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at NETSN.live.
Good evening. This is Josh Jared here with Chris Brody tonight, Wildcat Network on NETSN. And it is finally not 100 degrees for a football game. We're pretty excited about it tonight. We got Whitehouse. This together, and no one will see us tonight, but it is button-up shirt. Docious, Chris, that was a heartbreaker. We've had blowouts one way or the other this year in every game until last week. Man, it was pretty close.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And 7 touchdowns in the previous 2 games, and so a big key for Whitehouse was going to be to play solid fundamental defense against the pass. And you know what, Josh, they really did. I'd say they handled the pass attack well.
Okay.
Held NAC to 57% completion percentage, which is not great overall. 239 yards, which is well below their average, and only 2 touchdowns. The problem was that Whitehouse really didn't have an answer for their running back. Trey Page kind of ran wild, 22 carries, 153 yards, and he scored a touchdown. And that enabled any kind of positive gain that Whitehouse was picking up by effectively playing against the pass to not come back to hurt NAC like it should have,
Yeah, and Chris,
unfortunately.
you just said that name, Trey Page, and I think I had a little PTSD from that. Those of y'all watching last week, either in Nacogdoches or on the stream, I mean, he was a little short guy that would just burn it up. I mean, he was running left, running right, and did a really good job for Nacogdoches and really kind of kept us off balance. But yeah, I agree. I think we did pretty well, Chris, and unfortunately came up a little short. We're not going to complain about the refs because we don't want to be fined. You know, I don't think we get fined, but there was some tough calls, man, in the end, and fortunately everyone got out okay. And but anyway, sorry, but yeah,
no worries. Yeah, there's a lot of shifts in momentum. We really enjoyed the first half. There was a heck of a lot of it was kind of wild in the first half, especially there at the end. Whitehouse picking up the double-double, a chance to score, and then turn around and score again with that defensive stop. And then a little technical difficulty picking up sound on the field.
This is a good time to have technical. There's only 24 people listening. Yeah, this is a good time for you to go get a drink, get some popcorn, something like that, getting ready for the game tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really it was kind of cool last week getting to watch. And Chris, you called it. There was about 5 minutes, 2 seconds left in the half, and so they need to carry the ball down and run the clock out. Instead of running the clock out, they ran about 4 minutes off, but then they got a turnover and
they did right away
and went down and
kicked the field goal, got an extra 3 points right before the half.
Yeah.
And a lot of positive momentum for Whitehouse. The problem was they weren't really able to sustain it. They came out a bit flat in the third quarter and turned into a bit of a rock fight. You've probably heard me say that a few times. That's when it gets ugly, and it's basically we're just like hitting each other with rocks and not much is happening.
Yeah.
And it ended up becoming a kind of like a backbreaker where NAC got the ball and a huge long drive down the field, aided by about 30 or 40 yards in penalties, and that really kind of flattened most of the momentum for Whitehouse the rest of the evening, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now, moving forward tonight,
Moving forward is a good thing to do.
yeah, we can move forward right past that. We do have we have a couple field mics up. They're just kind of giving us some fits right now, but we'll be okay. But yeah, moving forward tonight. Now, JoJo Owens looks like he's going to be out tonight, and we don't know about the rest of the season for sure. But he's got himself definitely a night off, and so I'm sure that Westerberg and Smith and them were looking to see who they were going to move in and try to make another target. Of course, JoJo Owens started off the year as quarterback and then moved out to the slot and trying to get him moving around.
For those of you keeping track, we haven't even started the game yet. We've got some fun new name creations from Josh.
Oh.
JoJo's last name is in fact Adams.
What did I say?
Owens. So, for those of you keeping track, that's one so far for tonight.
Okay. I did say, okay, so I'm just gonna listen. There's only 27 people listening right now, but here's the problem. Chris, I don't have my glasses on during this because I can't put them on and off. And you're right. After 6 weeks of calling JoJo Adams' name 1,200 times, I typically refer to him as JoJo. So. And
typically this happens when Josh is at his emotional height, calling a touchdown or a big play. So stay tuned. Listen carefully to the play-by-play because we'll get some fun new name creations, and Chris, you never know what's going to happen.
Look what we got running out there. What it looks like
Future Wildcat Stars.
Future Wildcat Stars.
That's
yes.
Right.
And then you always gotta love the kid in the back. He's
out for a stroll.
Yeah, I was with my buddy one time back when I was principal, and he was down on the track with me, and his kid was running, and we couldn't find him. And all the kids kept running. They all ran by us, and we were like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh wait, here comes one more kid." We had a good time, and I won't name any names or anything, but that was a good time. Well, no, as we get ready tonight, and Austin Holmes at quarterback has done a great job this year, Chris, of developing. At the beginning of the year, he was back at quarterback behind JoJo Adams, and Austin stepping in, he's done a wonderful job of maturing and kind of the game's really slowed down around him a lot, I think. And, he
Definitely.
doesn't. Yeah, he's making some much better decisions and everything else. So it's been fun getting to watch him kind of grow up this year a little bit and throw the ball around.
Yeah. I remember at the scrimmage, he kind of looked like a deer a little bit, and the game was coming at him pretty quick. So
look out now! Here they come. Whitehouse Wildcats tonight. It is pink out night. They've got the gray on with all kinds of pinks blending in. Love those colors. Yeah. Looking good. They're ready to go. So Whitehouse in district. As you can hear, we're having some difficulties with our field mic, so we might have to turn them down here in a little bit. But Whitehouse coming in district tonight with a record of 1-3. I believe it's at 1-4, Chris.
I've got the full record in front of me, so to quickly translate that into district is difficult. Whitehouse comes in 2-6. They've won one game in district against Jacksonville. Hallsville actually 1-6 themselves. They've only won one game in district, and that's also Jacksonville. And if you put those two games side by side, score-wise, they're very similar. And that's why a lot of prognosticators thinking that tonight's game might be another very close, tightly fought game for Whitehouse, and that's what we're hoping for. It was a lot of fun last week.
It's the Jacksonville gauge. We both beat Jacksonville handily. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but we are expecting a good game tonight, and it's beautiful. It's about 75. The rain is holding off. A lot of schools, Chris, moved their. Oh, they're playing the national anthem. We'll be right back. right, we are back. We are so sorry about that. There are a lot of additional cameras and things out here tonight, so we are having some serious interference with our field mic. But give us just a few minutes, and we will be right back for the kickoff.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
All right, welcome back. Once again, we apologize for starting after the national anthem. We didn't know they were playing. Usually the players come up and line up on the field, and they get lined up, and then they announce the national anthem, but they just started it tonight. And, hey, this is an exciting night for the band. The 8th graders have come up to join the high school band. And so maybe we'll get
mega band.
It's a mega band. Yeah, they're over on the visitor side, covering up about a fourth of it over there. And Hallsville's band's on the other side, about a fourth of it. So that's just kind of how it's playing out. But super excited tonight. Captains are out on the field, as you can see. Whitehouse has won the toss and chooses to receive. You don't always see that, Chris. Most of the time,
it's
you'll
2 games in a row now.
Yeah,
yeah.
They said, give us the ball. Let's get out there and go make something happen right away. So.
That probably indicates to us the coaches got something up their sleeve, something they'd like to show early here. And of course, we're going to begin before we even start snapping the ball on offense with one of our favorite plays, and that is kickoff return.
Oh,
because you never know what you're going to get.
You never, you really don't. You know, it's a crapshoot. It could be kicked out of the end zone, could be kicked out of bounds, or it could be kicked short and right to someone. So. Right now, our clock up on the board, I think it's saying that it's at 5:15. We'll get that cleaned up and trying to make sure we're connected. If we can't, we'll take that clock off and we'll just keep you updated with the time. But all right, got a couple technical difficulties here tonight, Chris.
When you think.
I kind of like
just
it.
when you think you have mastered everything.
Yeah, 9 games in the season.
Figured it all out. Boy, oh boy.
It's beautiful. So, all right, kick is back. Fair catch. Made by Aiden Wright.
Nobody within 15 yards there. I think you'd like to see him at least pick up some more positive yards. But the catch is most important, so we will not nitpick that.
Yeah, it was a good catch by Aiden. I think that's probably one of his first times to be out there. I don't remember if they had him there last week after JoJo came off, but that's typically JoJo's spot over there, and they still kicked it to him. And I bet if there's another kickoff tonight by Hallsville, I bet he doesn't call fair catch like that again. So
we'll see. It'll be interesting, that's for sure.
That's all right. Okay, so Jacaden Robbins the back, Austin Holmes in. Here we go. Let's play some football. All right, the give. Oh, he's going out to the pass out to. Well, there we go.
We are out there with some nice confidence. Love to see the game start with that.
Diarra looking like he was going to run a go and just pulled up at about 12 yards. Great route, good timing by Austin that time to put it on a dime.
Whitehouse with the quick huddle here, not giving anybody a chance to make any changes.
Right, the snap is back. The give to Robbins this time. Kind of pounds forward, gets held up. Goodness gracious, taken down strong. A couple guys tripping on him at the end of there. Gain of about 1, second down and 9.
Yeah, he got through the line of scrimmage and that was it. There's a couple of very large men on the line there for Hallsville.
There were some large men right there. So
that's a lot of size right there, those 3 down linemen.
All right, so here we go. We got a little stack action on the front side over here. Motion that time by Gary. Pass out real quick this time. Taking it up the field. He's got some room out to the 40, 35. It's a foot race right now. Pulled and dragged down at about the 20-yard line.
Very good.
Wow.
Christian Long. We haven't gotten to call his name very much recently. That was a well-executed outside screen. Excellent job by the motion man to not turn upfield and get that illegal motion penalty, but to be patient, and the blocks hit at exactly the right time, and Christian used his blockers quite well. Excellent job.
Yeah, great job by Catravian Muckleroy on running him down that time, the touchdown saving tackle perhaps. So quite the play there. Here we go, first down and 10. The pass out again out in the flat, gets hit immediately, but not before Christian Long picks up about 8 yards on the play. So 7 yards, bringing up second down and 3.
Yeah, if the defense is going to give you space like that, excellent decision to just throw the ball, get it outside, and force them to have to make an open field tackle. We were wondering, with JoJo out, who was going to pick up the slack as the slot receiver, and there's your answer. Christian Long has come ready to play tonight.
Yeah, and Hallsville is playing coverage this week, kind of like we did against Nacogdoches last week, playing off. Gonna have some sort of a shift or motion. Didn't see what happened. Let's see. Boy, the Bobcats are playing the.
Got a false start.
Yep.
Sounds like it looks like the white hat is not Mike, so we'll interpret that for you best we can. That snap took way too long, and in fact, the snap almost hit the motion man in the head
sure
on his
did.
way across.
So the Bobcats are playing the Tomahawk Chop? Huh.
Yeah, I don't quite get that. Both of these teams smoked Jacksonville, so
They're just taunting. Robbins takes it up the middle. Good strong downhill run that time. Well, they're marking him well back. I think there's some confusion. Well, that's confusing. He made it down to about the 10. They marked him back at the 13.
Well, there was a big pile at the 10. I think it might have been mostly linemen.
Well, I looked. The head linesman had him marked down at the 10. The opposite side had him at the 13. So, nevertheless, third down and 3. We'll kind of see what happens here. Motion again. Crossed by Long. The snap. You give to Robbins. Pounds forward. Gets big hitch. A yard short of the line to game. So, that's fourth down. And Pickens is coming in, Chris.
Short yardage specialist.
Well,
looks like the back end of the Hallsville defense introduced themselves there to the Whitehouse run game. That was a collision there to stop the ball carrier and eliminate any further forward momentum, making it 4th and 1. Whitehouse here looking to make a statement with their first attempt at a first down in a short yardage situation.
First big play of the game. Clock down to about 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Good drive. I think there was movement. No flag. Doesn't matter. Pickens gets stopped. Stopped about 2 yards short, so that's going to be a turnover on downs. We will be back in just a moment.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10, our first look at Hallsville's offense. The handoff, running back right up the middle, gets hit and drags for about 4 yards. I didn't catch the number, Chris, did you?
18 is playing quarterback. That is Caden Wallace at the quarterback position, sophomore, 6 foot tall sophomore.
Okay.
I didn't catch the running back because I was looking at the play sheet.
Looks like number 2, but he's listed as a wide receiver.
I saw 2 in the
Coulter
backfield when they were practicing beforehand. I saw 2 in the backfield.
It is, yeah. Evans is at running back.
Listed at 6'1", 200 pounds.
He says, I don't want to play receiver. Hand the ball to me. Quarterback rolls out to the left. A good throw. Evans catches it. Gained out to about the 21. Be about 2 yards short of the first down. Pretty good looking rollout that time by Caden Wallace, sophomore quarterback.
Yep. Good job by Whitehouse. They definitely picked up the running back out of the backfield in their zone defense, and minimal gain, just about 3 yards there, I'd say.
Okay, nothing wrong with 3 yards. 2 yards short of the first down, so.
Chance for Whitehouse defense to make a statement like we just saw Hallsville do a minute ago.
All right, so Wallace back now, motion this time to give us to Evans, right up the middle. He had some room. Looks like he's going to be short. Let's see where they mark him.
I think they're going to give him enough. Yep.
Well,
they're telling the chains to move.
once again, the two officials on the line, one gave a yard back, and then the one at the top again gave a yard forward to give them the first down. So, nevertheless, first down for the Bobcats.
We don't always see things the same way, I guess.
We don't.
Yeah.
These two have not been very consistent with one another yet.
There we go.
I don't know if it's if it's just ironic that the Whitehouse sideline official is calling it well for Whitehouse and the Hallsville sideline is calling it well for them, but got a whistle, flag. Looks like maybe a delayed game. We'll interpret.
Yep, that's delay a game on the offense.
You only have 40
Took a little
seconds.
too long.
Only get 40 seconds. All right.
Now it's going to be 1st and 15.
Well, thank you so much to our sponsors, Jamie Whitley with the Schilling Group and also Rockmore Hardware, our gold sponsors. We appreciate y'all so much for supporting Wildcat football. Wildcat football on NETSN, to be more specific. Motion again. There's the sweep to the outside. He's got some room on the outside, breaking across the 30-yard line and gets hit by a couple Wildcats. That was number 17, Dax Oni.
Now that's one of those plays where that could go really badly for the offense if the defense happens to, I won't say get lucky, but happens to be in the right place at the right time. And unfortunately for Whitehouse, one defender took a bad angle on that one, and instead of being a minimal gain, it ends up being 10, 11, 12-yard gain.
All right, so 3rd down and 3, another 3rd down. Motion again. Give it to Evans straight up the middle, break some tackles. That's going to be enough for a first down. I believe that was Evans. It might have been.
Yep, number 2. Again.
It was number 2. Okay, so that is Evans, enough for a first down. So Hallsville's line doing a pretty good job of opening up just enough space for the running back to get through, and they get another first down. Clock seems to keep moving. Not a whole lot of passing going on here. A lot of runs, keeping everything moving quickly. Guess we're trying to get out of here. Trying to get out of here before the storm comes, Chris, if you will, which is now looks like it won't be here till 3 a.m. But all right, running back motions out of the backfield. Oh goodness! Big hit that time by Cadavius Pickens on Kingston Hopkins, I believe was the running back. Nope, that wasn't Hopkins. Boy, Pickens just kind of came through and laid a lick right there, Chris. That was some serious defense. Wow.
First several plays into their offensive series, it kind of feels like Hallsville is trying to mirror what Kansas City does a bit. A lot of motion. Give the
screen
defense.
pass.
Oh my.
Yep. There you go. Here goes Evans. He's got a field if he can. Well, trying to break a couple tackles. Yeah,
That was incredibly well set up.
That really was.
He had 3 free blockers out there.
There might have been 4 out there, Chris. And Whitehouse, they recognized it, but they didn't know where it was going. The defensive line kind of was going, and they kind of stopped, and they were looking around like.
Yeah, that's because when the offensive line leaves like that, completely leaves their blocking assignments in front of the quarterback to go block downfield for the running back who's going to catch the ball. That defensive line needs to realize this is too easy. Something's wrong here. I need to pivot.
Sort of audible. Clock's run down to 3. Oh, he's trying to throw it. He's got his receiver out there. Complete to Dax Oni again.
And they returned the favor. They were giving Whitehouse a lot of space off the line for their receivers. Whitehouse that time giving 10 yards of space. And they said, we'll take it. We'll throw
Yeah.
that pass quickly.
And Wallace took that snap, and he was ready to throw it right now. And Olney was still trying to run the route, and he was like,
There is a
"Well,
flag for ineligible receiver downfield.
uh-oh."
And so this is all going to come back.
I think that's why the quarterback Wallace was trying to throw it so quick, because it was probably a
It might have changed from a
Run
run
pass
play
option,
to a
yeah.
Or sometimes, and I
Well-
noticed this, Whitehouse did this as well. When they were lined up for a running play, they had two wide receivers next to each other who were both on the line of scrimmage, and then no receiver on the line of scrimmage on the other side. And that way they get their 7 on the line. And if they were set up like that for a run play and then switched to a pass play, that inside
Yeah.
receiver would have been ineligible.
motion in and out to give again this time, breaking some tackles. It looked like number 8, maybe Blaine Hensley that time.
Yep.
Gain of about 2 yards, I guess. After all of that, I thought he gained a little bit more, about 2 yards. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 13. All right, well.
We're having, I guess what you would describe as a lot of high collision running plays tonight. A lot of contact, not a lot of free open space for either team. And
Both teams taking a lot of time off the clock with their drives. The fake this time, thrown outside. He's got some room to run. It's Evans. Well, took it to the outside, gain of about 5 yards. Will bring up 3rd down and 8 or so. All right.
And we realized that we might have been terrible sounding to you and a whole lot better right now. And that would be because a cord was not plugged in.
We had an unplugged cord.
Happens.
It seems like it happens. So, we doing better now?
Hopefully so.
Okay. All right. Oh, it's a. Hang on. Ball's on the ground. The ball got snapped on accident, it looked like. A loss of about 5 yards on the play, or about 3 yards on the play. It looked like the center snapped it, but it kind of went off his legs, and nobody knew he snapped it. No one really responded, but here comes Hallsville's punting team out now.
Interesting. That's a way to kill a drive for sure, because not only do you take a negative yard play, but the play counts. And so suddenly, instead of an opportunity on 3rd down, it's 4th and long. Whitehouse hopefully going to get the ball back here.
Motion on the punt. Don't know if I've seen that. He's right up on the line. Whistle blows. I wonder if they called a timeout.
If not, it was about to be a delay of game. So
Okay.
you hate to call a timeout on a punt, though. Yeah, they take the delay of game penalty here.
It's not a bad spot for a delay game. Not a big deal at all.
Not until Zion takes that back to the house.
Oh. No, we did say Zion's name for the first time tonight. He's down there. Motion again.
They're overloading that right side.
Snap is back. He's going to try to kick it to the right out of bounds, and he, well, great bounce.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's
It's 20 yards of extra.
That was, yep. So Whitehouse is going to start deep from their end zone when we get back.
We have gone insane here at CDL Training Academy. Get your CDL fast for only $2,900. How can we do this?
Because we're a crazy boys.
Get down to Henderson now. Call or click today to get your CDL.
All right, we are back. Whitehouse deep in their own end zone. Give to Robbins. He finds a little room on the outside. Gets his face mask grabbed. It's going to be an extra 15. A great tough run out to about the 25-yard line, though. Woo!
He's got that sneaky speed and that sneaky movement. You know, he can slide through holes well, and apparently he can get his head ripped on a little bit and not lose his momentum. That's fantastic.
You know, Caden doesn't mind. He's just a sophomore. You know, he doesn't know they're not supposed to grab your face mask yet. So, what a great run, man. And he did. He got it ripped to the right, and he just kept on going. So, I think if someone grabbed my face mask, I would just fall on the ground in the fetal position and say, please let go or something. I don't know. But that's why I'm not the running back. So, all right, so quarter's under 2 minutes here. Only the second possession for the Wildcats.
Hallsville seems intent to run the clock down to 0 on every one of their plays.
They do. Pass to Diarra is complete. Fights for a couple more yards after the catch. Gain of about 7 or 8 yards on the play.
Love to see him catching the ball with confidence, running routes with confidence, and catching the ball confidently.
Yeah, and they're throwing a bunch of several short routes to him, probably setting up a little something.
Hey,
which they're
if
probably
they're going to give
expecting.
you space underneath, you take it, and that actually gives you the opportunity to set up a double move and get past him down the sideline for sure.
That's right. Sure to come soon. They might even try it here in a little bit. So, all right, so trips right now. Changing formation. Whistle's blowing again.
I think Coach called a timeout,
Yep.
didn't like
All right,
something.
they're going to go to timeout, which means we'll go to timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
All right, welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. It is, Chris, it's 1 week before Halloween, and Halloween means that there's no football game. So next week the Wildcats will be off. They will do their last week in Marshall is where we're heading. Marshall's always a lovely place to go, Chris.
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, we're going to find out. So it'll be good time. Corey Lemons, some of y'all know him as Officer Lemons, used to work out in Marshall, and he has lots of good stories. The fake to Robbins this time.
Ooh, that's a long pass.
Oh, yeah, it is. It took a little bit too long to get there. 2nd and 2's now turned into 3rd down and 5. A loss of 3 on the play. Yeah, that was just kind of a quick little bubble screen.
Should have been a quick screen.
Well,
Yeah.
it kind of looked like the Broncos last week. You know,
But, I mean, he's thrown that ball 25, 30 yards there. And
under pressure.
from the far hash, under pressure, off his back foot, so it's elevated. And some of those defensive linemen that were pressuring the quarterback were in on the tackle as well.
Uh-oh, blitz coming. He's got Diarra going deep. Diarra gets up, puts his hands up there, and comes down with the ball. Big play, enough for obviously a 1st down. And Whitehouse is in business now.
Feel like a broken record.
Yep.
Played that beautifully, confidently. And this kid is,
Yep.
he's going to do great things
Yeah,
if he
he
can
is.
capture and play with that confidence consistently.
That's right. All right, that's going to be into the first quarter. We'll be back after this message. Be prepared to be scared.
There's something spooky going on at Stillwater RV Resort. Tales of old coming back to haunt the guests and the locals alike. Stillwater and CDL Training Academy present the Haunted Bus Ride. Take a trip back to see the resort of old and witness the staff come to life to bring back souls that are so bold. If you dare try to ride, fright and fear will be by your side. For a mere $5, test your luck in hopes you don't get stuck. For 2 weekends only, come to Stillwater RV Resort if you dare.
All right, welcome back. Chris, did I see you on that haunted bus?
No way, man. I don't like scary stuff.
Man, the haunted bus ride. Who would have thought that would be a thing? But it is, and all of you can go. I'm not sure where or when or how, but I might try to book my trip sometime soon. Here we go. We got 1st down and 10 at the 24. Coming off a big play to end the first quarter. The handoff is to Robbins. Slips through a hole. Banging. Still trying to get more yards. A great run by Robbins once again. I don't know how he gets to those little areas, Chris.
They talk about Patrick Mahomes on Sundays being just this much faster than whoever's chasing him, and that's how that play started. Robbins just, a centimeter more faster than the guy chasing him.
I just saw 3 or 4 arms reaching out to try to grab him. And
that's not going to do it.
Yeah, just
that's
out
not
of the reach.
Do it.
So.
Pickens back in at the running back position.
Pickens is in. Give to Pickens. Kind of a rough handoff. Oh, gets pulled down backwards. Didn't love that.
No.
We've not seen much of Zion or Zamaje yet in this game.
And there's a difference between a guy who's been practicing the running back position all year and then a guy who's coming over to play some emergency running back, not used to working on form in the same way, making sure you have the forward lean so that a guy can't grab you from behind and pull you down that way.
Yeah.
Nothing. Hey, he's out there working his butt off, helping his team. So unfortunate that he got yoinked from behind like that.
Fake handoff. Austin Holmes keeps it himself, and, man, he gets hit by Chris Hutton pretty quickly. 6'4", 196, Chris Hutton. Hard to get around that body.
And Whitehouse was experiencing some success with the quick passing game. Interesting here that they've decided to go away from that. And I imagine that we'll see it again here on 3rd down. The problem is Hallsville knows that that's likely what's coming as well.
Throw the ball, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
definitely smaller, faster players on the defensive line here with the substitution.
All right, the snap is back. Well, Austin's keeping it. Oh, goodness. Thinking about throwing a raise, so about 3 negative plays in a row right there puts the Wildcats way back. The 25 maybe knocked him out of field goal position.
Yeah, that's the bad part there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, no, they're bringing the field goal unit out now. Ashton Park says, "Coach, put me in. I'm ready to kick this thing."
Get a chance at about maybe a 42-yard field goal here.
42 yards. That's nothing for Ashton.
Yeah, he's done well this year. He's made 3 out of 4, and looking to keep that streak going.
All right, so on 4th and all day, good set by Austin. The ball is up. It looks good. It went. It was no good. Well,
wide right.
Was that wide right?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell from here, but that was a
based
bummer.
on where they're picking it up out there in the
okay, yeah.
in the stands.
That's a blind spot for me. So that's disappointing. That kick had plenty of power behind it, just wasn't able to kick that clean through.
Yeah, that's frustrating if you're a Wildcat fan to see how that drive ended with 3 consecutive negative plays and a missed field goal.
Yeah,
they were down close to the 10-yard line, looking to make a play and put the ball in the end zone.
So the Bobcats now, Hallsville coming out only their 2nd possession of the game, Chris, with nearly almost 9 minutes left in the game. A pass back this time. They got a little screen set up. Tackled after about a 12-yard loss. But again, another good screen they set up over there.
So the left tackle on that side immediately broke out to block, and absolutely no response by the Whitehouse defense. Like not even recognizing in any way, shape, or form that screen is coming. And that's a problem.
All right, motion this time. The give is to, I believe, Evans. Good job this time by the Wildcats, stuffing the hole and saying not quite this time. A gain of about 1 on the play after all of that.
Looks like Mr. Dudley in there just kind of grabbed him up, had some help, it looks, from Pickens. Xavier last week had 10 tackles from that nose tackle position, and he's come on strong here later in the season.
All right, so Evans again in at running back. Here comes the audible again. Let's see if they all get the message. Motion.
Oh, false start.
Yeah, they've been quite...
that left guard couldn't hold his balance, fell forward.
So that's the 2nd time I've seen Wallace go up and call audibles and then there be a penalty. So not sure if that's...
They're flirting with that line of moving quickly and moving chaotically.
Yep.
It feels a little chaotic there offensively. It feels like they're trying to do a lot on offense. A lot of movement, a lot of pre-snap motion, trying to get Whitehouse looking all over the place. And
All right, here we go. Motion across. Waiting, slow snap. Wallace is stepping back, throwing it to the back out of the backfield. Gets hit at about 6 after about a gain of 6 yards. 6 yards on the play.
well, the extra 5 too from the penalty. So that was quite a good
That's
pickup.
right. That
It
was,
flooded
so-
that zone. Whitehouse didn't have a second defender responding immediately to the back out of the backfield and found a lot of green space there. Hallsville's doing a really good job of figuring out a way to find space on the field. They've just shot themselves in the foot a few times with penalties at inopportune times to set hurdles in front of them that they couldn't clear in the process.
So 3rd down and 4. Another big play right here. Evans takes it, a big hit. Hit by Jaden Bell.
Yeah. Dudley and Bell in there. That's a lot of wall without a door. And
A lot of wall without a door.
and that
there
that
was a
running
bell, though.
that running back's going nowhere.
That door was ringing a bell when
Yeah.
when it opened. It got slammed shut or something. All right.
With those two closing in like that, no thank you.
Absolutely. So now punt Zion.
And we know
back.
they're going to try to do that rugby style again, and he's got to come up and catch that ball, not let it bounce for 20 yards.
All right, so we're kind of waiting. Snap is back. Run to the right. There's the kick. Boy, it's a sloppy ball right there, Chris. You got to kind of, oh, there we go. Kind of bounce back.
There you go.
All right, so back to the 29-yard
The bounce
line.
of the ball giveth and taketh away.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We will be back in just a moment. All right, sorry about that, Rockmore Hardware. They're out here quick. Whitehouse taking over 1st and 10. Back the quick out to Diarra.
Oops.
Got a little butter on his fingers that time and was not able to hold on.
In baseball, sometimes you say a ground ball that's got some bounce to it. It ate him up. Felt like that throw ate up Diarra a little bit there. Now, here's where he needs to brush that off and forget that happened and not let it affect the next time, because they're going to keep throwing the ball tonight, and they're going to need him to go up and catch it.
All right, motion this time coming across. There's the fake sweep to give to Robbins. He's got some room. Look out. Getting across the 45. Steps out of bounds. That was Cole Sellers for the Bobcats. Had his foot, and he was just he was hanging on to him for dear life. Robbins said, all right, I'll step out of bounds. But another great run by Robbins, and that offensive line opening up some room for him.
Really like the design on that play. The motion and the fake handoff on the motion make the linebackers have to stop for a second and watch so they can't react to the outside run as quickly.
All right, the snap, the give again to Robbins. A bunch of Bobcats there, but he makes positive yardage anyways. Almost 6 yards on the play, about 5, 6.
And we've come to appreciate this about his game. You saw that right there. Pressured in the backfield, he's able to find even the smallest bit of space and get up the field, not lose yards. And even when the hit comes, he does not get knocked backwards. He's going to go down to the ground or finish his run moving forward. And that's a key for this offense, is to not yield yards, not give up yards, not with dumb plays like penalties or bad snaps, but also every time you're moving the ball, finish going forward.
All right, the snap. Austin's looking around. Oh, he's got a player. Well, complete pass to Diarra. That was good.
There we go.
Would you see Jaden Gardner down there, Chris?
Yeah,
He broke. He was wide open downfield if Austin would have seen him. But that was a great pass to Diarra, and he took what was given to him, and 1st down Wildcats.
Yeah, I know the coaches saw that too, and I imagine they'll go back to whatever route combination and look that was to try to sneak a receiver deep like they were able to successfully do on that play.
Yes, sir. I imagine Hallsville's coach is saying, hey, Don't let that happen again. All right, so the snap is back to fake to Perkins. Austin getting outside. He's got Zion open at the 25. Breaks some tackles, getting taken down about the 21. Big hit. That's Zion's first action we've seen tonight. It's good to see him out there running the deep cross, deep drag.
And we saw that kind of play where, Austin kind of is able to half roll to his right, and he has someone coming across the field with him. Yep. This time, Hallsville was in cover 4, so their safety and corner on the far side of the field, they were going way deep. And so tons of room underneath for Zion to work and pick up a chunk of yards.
Oh, the bad snap. Good catch by Austin. He's going to throw it away, and he does.
There we go. Smart play. Smart play.
I don't know if that was ineligible receiver downfield. They didn't call it.
It was a pass play. There was receivers going downfield, so that was an intended pass.
I'm not sure why there were linemen downfield then. I guess I'm tattling now, but I saw it. But that's okay. Great job by Austin catching that pass and getting it out of bounds before anything worse could have happened. We avoided a negative play there, and we'll just take the incomplete pass. All right, snap is back. Zip this time gets batted, but a great catch. I didn't see who made that. That was number 5, Aiden Wright. Boy, that play was doomed from the start, but somehow they still completed it and picked up about 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, that was a great job. Good concentration after the ball's tipped like that to still haul it in.
Good job, Aiden. Props to you. 3rd down and about 5 or so, about 4 or 5.
Whitehouse is liking that quick passing game again, and with space being given to the wide receivers, it's available if they want it.
In it, running back is Carmelo Perkins. The give to Perkins. He's got some room and some speed.
He's in. Touchdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's your first Rockmore Hardware Wildcat touchdown. Carmelo Perkins, that might have been his first rush that I remember seeing this year. He was in a couple plays ago, but boy, we just saw a burst of speed right there, Chris.
Yes, he did. And the offensive line opened up a seam. He read it, saw it, and ran through it quite well.
Great run that time. We go. The kick is up. No good.
We are wide right tonight for some reason.
But that's okay. Your score, Wildcats 6, Bobcats 0. We'll be back after this word from Rockmore. All right, welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. Wildcats are up 6-0. Thank you for joining us on Wildcat Football on NETSN tonight. We got a pink out going on here, Chris.
We do.
And a shutout so far.
Pink looks good with the gray out there on the field.
Oh, yeah, it definitely pops. I think you could even see it on the camera. It looks pretty good. They got their pink socks. All right, a deep kick this time to about the 26-yard line. The return coming back. Great job. I didn't see who that was, but a great job getting over there and making the tackle pretty soon. And that returner was not as quick as the returners from Nacogdoches last week. So
No, he did not opt to call the fair catch and picked up about probably 5 or 6 yards more coming forward beyond the 30-yard line, where if you kick it out of bounds, the other team starts at the 30. So here we go.
You didn't miss that, did you, Chris?
Nope, didn't miss that.
All right.
Don't understand it, but it is what it is.
Starting at the 33. Looks like Evans finds him a little bit of a hole. Great shifty moves right there. That's going to be about a 9-yard gain.
And we see why.
Short. Well, no, they gave him the first down, so 10 yards on the play.
You can see why they are playing him at the running back position, even though the roster says that he's a defensive back. He definitely moves through the hole well and picks up his blockers well. Saw a lot of Whitehouse defenders fit up with blockers near the point of attack where the ball was being run, and it was just well blocked by the offensive line.
All right, so 1st and 10. Whitehouse defense getting lined up. A quick pass this time. Great play by Jaden Gardner that time, coming up and hitting him quick and allowing time for his teammates to come over and help him clean it up.
Now that represents a change. Whitehouse has changed the way that they're going to respond to the outside throw and the screen game, because that was actually a screen, and Hallsville had no chance to get a blocker out there because Whitehouse immediately reacted and crashed on the receiver on the screen. Late substitution here.
Yeah, there's a late substitution. Whitehouse should have ran someone else in just for fun, but right, the give is to Hensley. Reverse this time. Whitehouse, well, they had it played well, but kind of slipped through there out to the 35, over the 35-yard line. That was Jaden Henderson taking that reverse around for about 20 yards on the play. First down, Bobcats.
Yeah, the defensive end had it played well. He was being blocked by the quarterback, and he attempted to throw the quarterback backwards into the runner. Was almost successful. The problem was at the second level, there was nobody there. Whitehouse, I guess, had flowed the other direction too quickly. Hallsville taking advantage of Whitehouse's mishaps on defense here.
All right, the give again this time to, I'm not sure if that's Hensley or Evans, gain of about 2 on the play. Can't see that number. I believe that is Hensley that time. All right. Well, 2-yard gain on the play. Clock running down below 3 minutes. Be ready. We've got the Whitley halftime show tonight, as always. A couple special announcements for you from Whitehouse ISD. And then, of course, we'll get to see the band march. Uh-oh, we got a flag. Looks like there was some movement maybe, Chris?
Yeah, they're blowing it dead early, so false start.
False start, Bobcats. That'll move them back and make it second down and looks like 12. So, yeah, Chris, this past Saturday night, man, the band did a fantastic job going out to Longview and marching. That was probably one of the best marches I've seen them do in the last 10 years or so.
Nice.
Almost flawless, and they were able to qualify to go on to state on Tuesday. They'll be in Waco, marching at 2 o'clock in Waco.
Nice. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Well done. Give this time to Hensley. Makes a move, gains about 2, back to the original line of scrimmage, if they even give that to him. Well, only 1. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 11. Yeah,
no, that's Whitehouse. Defensively, they're rallying after being beaten a couple plays in a row, saying, no, we're going to plant a flag right here and not let you run in the middle.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Kaiser has come in as the band director. We have a timeout on the field by the officials, but Mr. Kaiser's come in this year. It's his first year as the head band director. He was an assistant band director the last couple years, but he's got many years of being the head band director at other schools, and he's really done a wonderful job with the program and continuing on a great tradition in Whitehouse of band directors and marching. So Whitehouse can hang their hat for a long time on being a very good band and always producing good performances. So I'm heading out to Waco on Tuesday. Well, I haven't told my boss yet. I don't know if she's listening or not. Jamie, if you're listening, I'm going to leave around 10:30 or 11 on Tuesday, if that's okay. Okay. I'm sure she said that's fine. So, all right, so here we go. 3rd down and 11. Let's see if the Bobcats can do something here and get a first down. Try to tie this game up or take the lead here. Oh, we got movement on that left guard over there.
Well, that's at least twice that he's been penalized. So, and again, for Hallsville, we've not seen them play. We've not been able to see statistics from their games. So we kind of came into this one wondering what this was going to look like. Offensively, it looks like they want to spread the field and make you cover as much green as possible, but they're having trouble trying to execute what they want to do out there.
All right, so 3rd down and 16. Snap is back. Wallace is looking deep. He decides to pull it down and run himself. He's got a bunch of Wildcats around him. He hangs on to the ball, gains back about the 5 yards that they got on the false start. No timeout called. I was wondering if Whitehouse was going to call one here. They decided to hang on to that timeout. See
I think
what
they
happens.
want to secure the turnover on downs, hopefully, before they have any
There,
interest. Oh,
yeah,
there
he's
it is.
calling timeout.
There it is.
I think Bobcats were just going to run it down, run the 40-second clock down, and get all the time they could off there. And Westerberg said, nope, not this time. So we're going to stay with you here while we jump in. And
it looked like they were trying to run the same play there before the penalty and then after the penalty, or at least it's set up the same way. And I just want to commend the Whitehouse defense because they tried to run a route combination here at the low towards us, bottom portion of your screen as you're looking at it on the television, and exceptionally well covered by Whitehouse with safeties over the top and a flat defender underneath. And that's why the quarterback very quickly saw, I don't have an option there, and he tucked the ball and tried to find some space to run. Thankfully, he did not run with the same gusto that we've seen some quarterbacks run against us. And they were able to tackle him for just a 5-yard gain there and still keep it 4th and very long.
Absolutely. So I expect the punt team to come out, Chris. Let's see what they're bringing out. Wallace is back, and Evans is out there. They're ready to rock, so they are going to go for it here. I guess they are at the 34. All right. Big play, 4th and 11. Wallace is back. He's looking. He's got a man, but he bounces it to him. That is incomplete and will be a turnover on downs. Whitehouse ecstatic. They're going to have another chance to score here with 1:27 left and a timeout.
Yeah, we saw them successfully run this very well last week, take advantage of the ball before halftime and go score, and then actually force a turnover and score again, add 3 more points. This is not a large clock. Not a lot of clock, but they've been able to throw the ball really well tonight, which will enable them to not need a lot of clock. So
that's right.
I'd like to see them put some more points on the board here.
Well, let's see. Kind of backed off. The give is to Robbins.
Look at
Banging
that.
forward, dragging forward across the 40-yard line. So gain of 6. Let's see if they move quickly. Looks like they're thinking about it. They're talking about it. People are getting lined up.
That feels like a test call, right? Like if we pick up yards positively, then maybe we'll jump into running quickly and starting to throw the ball.
He's back. Austin's looking around. He's telling Zion, get upfield, get upfield. Oh, no. Tackled at the 40-yard line. The clock will keep running. Even worse, Austin got tackled by that by a big fella.
Yeah,
he
needed to throw that ball away just up the sideline where his receiver was running.
Yeah, timeout. All right, we will be right back after this quick message.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
All right, welcome back to the Wildcat Stadium. Wildcat football on NETSN. Thank you for joining us tonight. Sorry that I was going to say sorry I'm not better looking, but they can't see me. So sorry I don't have a better voice. I don't know. You know, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, you picture those guys and you think, man, those must be good-looking fellas.
We were down on the sideline trying to sneak a peek at Hallsville because we didn't really know much about them, and a couple of people recognized us and were like, you guys sound great on the on the broadcast.
Yeah. They're like, but that's what y'all look like? Uh-oh, Austin under pressure, fumble, ball's at. This is trouble, Chris. All right, good tackle by Mohamed Diarra, but that's going to set up Hallsville with really good field position, 3 timeouts and 34.5 seconds left.
Yeah, in the break there, we were just talking about how Austin needs to have just a little bit more of a presence of there's someone bearing down on me. I need to get rid of this ball. And then, unfortunately, that happened.
Yeah.
So,
I think Westerberg's kind of reminding him, hey, throw that ball up here in the stands.
yeah.
Put it.
Yeah, the one thing you couldn't do there was turn the ball over. You got to at least, survive, punt, make them have to go the length of the field, not give them a short field here.
Yeah, good heads-up play by Diarra making that tackle.
Yeah,
otherwise
he
that
tried
might
to
have been-
actually strip it out.
Yeah, that would have been a scoop and score if he wasn't there.
Right.
Well, the give is the handoff to Evans, and guess who it is?
Oh.
Kadavian Pickens. Kadavian Papow Pickens.
Yeah, there was a lot of confidence, and he brought some boom to the situation
He
there.
brought some boom.
That was nice.
Yeah, I'm watching the replay right now. Boom. Yeah, he came in from that outside linebacker spot about 5 yards off the ball and was coming downhill full speed.
Love to see that.
Yeah, a lot of fun. All right, well, we got a timeout by Hallsville. They have 2 timeouts left still.
These are just the brief timeouts to stop the clock, not necessarily to deal with any kind of big important detail, more than anything just to stop the clock so that they have time to try to run more plays.
I feel like they're drawing up a trick play right now, Chris.
I don't know. They keep trying to do a lot of, almost I would say too many things offensively, and they end up with penalties. And might just be better for them if they simplified things a bit. We'll see.
Okay.
But their bye week was last week, so they've had 2 weeks to work on this game plan, and apparently they've gotten a little rusty in the extra time. And looked, like we said earlier, looked a little chaotic at times, not very smooth, not very clean.
They've got a little trip bunch over here. Motion this time. They're going to, big hit by the quarterback. Pass is complete. Boy, I tell you what, that was Aiden Wright was right there with him, but they were able to complete it. The clock stops momentarily. They're going to call another timeout. So that's their second timeout with 20.2 seconds left. So slow and methodical. Hallsville just trying to get some points on the board before the half. They do get the kickoff the second half.
That's true, yeah.
So they might be going
the double dip there.
The double dipper. That's
that
right.
was a very interesting play because they brought that motion to go to the other side. Whitehouse actually covered it well, responded well, covered it well. And then they had the free rusher who looked like he impacted the throw. And it almost felt like the defensive backs for Whitehouse were more watching the ball, thinking that something was going to happen on that pressure on the pass. And they had 3 Whitehouse defenders very close to the one receiver who was able to be open enough to catch that pass. Now, thankfully, they did get him down, not give him the chance to get out of bounds and stop the clock, force them to use a timeout. But
and good pass by the sophomore quarterback, too, kind of hanging in there and getting that ball out of there and putting it where the receiver could make a play. So, all right, here we go. Trips left this time. Motion coming this way. And going back that way. Here comes the blitz. It's a screen. He's got blockers ahead of him. Oh. Well, slips through a tackle. That was Aiden Wright got there and slowed him up just enough to let the rest of the team get back over there, but not before a first down. And clock is stopped at 10.7. And the clock is running down to 9, 8. I don't think Coach knows the clock is running. Okay, they're calling a timeout with about 2.5 seconds left. They got field goal on their mind, Chris.
That was a little wild there.
That was. They decided to let it run down. So, Chris, we're 2.2 seconds away from the Whitley halftime show tonight. I'm excited about it. We've got a couple messages coming to you from Whitehouse, and I tell you what, we might throw that scary the horror school bus ride commercial at you again. I don't know where to do that or how, but
I think they say in the commercial, so you give them the warning so they can pay attention.
You got to
remember and
pay attention.
See where to go.
If anyone figures out where the scary bus ride is, put it in the chat so that others can read it, because that's an important detail that I want to know, Chris. I got some Saturday nights that'll be open, and we're ready to rock. So here comes a field goal attempt by Hallsville.
I didn't really watch them warming up the kickers, so I'm not sure what to expect here.
Is he barefoot? No, he's got 2 shoes. Kick is up. It looks like it's left. It's no good. It goes wide left. And so our halftime score remains a shutout at the Pinkout, Chris. Wildcats 6, Bobcats 0. We will be back, and we'll join you back here in just a little while. Enjoy your Whitley halftime show.
Hey, Whitehouse, it's halftime. In my family, that's always meant tradition, pride, doing your best, and then making it better. That's Whitehouse, and that's how I sell real estate.
This is more than a school district. This is our town, our people, our Friday nights and early mornings, our traditions, our growth, and our pride. Where the school bell doesn't just signal the start of class, it rings through a community that shows up, cheers loud, and stands together. In Whitehouse ISD, learning is just the beginning. We grow leaders, we build characters, we shape futures, one relationship, one lesson, one student at a time. We believe in excellence, in the classroom, on the field, on the stage, and in the everyday moments in between, because every moment matters. We believe in the power of a teacher's encouragement, in the strength of the coach's challenge, and in the support of a community that shows up, rain or shine, win or lose. We're growing minds in our classrooms and building characters in our halls. We're celebrating every milestone, preparing for every next step, from pre-K to graduation, from the first bus ride to the final walkouts. We are walking this journey together. Here, teachers don't just teach, they invest. Principals don't just lead, they listen. Home is more than walls and a roof, a number on a mailbox. It's who is waiting for you when you come through that door. It's me, it's you, it's us. We are all home here. Whether this is your new home, your old home, or your homecoming, this is your home. Because here, we are one town, one family, one Whitehouse.
Whitehouse ISD has been creating opportunities that empower students to achieve their fullest potential for almost 125 years. Our community is built on strong values, exceptional education, and endless possibilities for academic growth. We are more than a school district. We are a family. And together, we are building a future we can all be proud of. Our students and teachers are excelling in the classrooms, with high graduation rates and exceptional academic standards. We're preparing our kids for adulthood with real-world skills and career certifications that lead to high-paying jobs. Our fine arts programs are receiving standing ovations and winning awards for excellence. We cheer on our student athletes as they advance deep into the playoffs in multiple sports, and continue the traditions set by incredible student athletes of the past. Our administrators are also doing their part, earning the highest state ranking possible for financial accountability, while keeping our property tax rate one of the lowest in Smith County. Our commitment to the success of our Whitehouse community is why our Board of Trustees unanimously voted to place a voter approval tax rate election, also known as a school funding election, on the November ballot. Our trustees made this decision after conversations with dozens of stakeholders. They also factored in the rising costs of goods and inflation to ensure the tax dollars are used as effectively as possible, while maintaining our high-quality academic, fine arts, athletic, and career and technical education programs. Their goal was to find ways to better fund our classrooms without losing local tax dollars to the state, which too often happens in other districts due to Texas's complex and multi-layered school finance system, and to ensure we educate our 4,875 students according to the special values of our community. If voters approve the school funding election, it will provide us an estimated $2.5 million a year to maintain our schools. The additional funds would allow us to provide the salaries needed to keep and attract the most experienced staff, maintain small class sizes that allow for more personal one-on-one attention between students and teachers, expand in-demand academic, job training, career certifications, and fine arts offerings, maintain current safety programs, and provide for additional security measures, and grow college preparation programs, including our partnerships with Texas A&M Commerce, Tyler Junior College, and UT Tyler. If the school funding election were to pass, our tax rate will remain 45 cents lower than 8 years ago. This will keep our tax rate among the lowest in the region. In fact, the average homeowner in Whitehouse ISD would see a $246.81 decrease in their property tax bill when compared to last year. As always, senior residents who have filed their senior citizen homestead exemption will see no increase in their tax rates now or in the future. It's important to note that many school districts in Texas have already passed a school funding election. Early voting is Monday, October 20th through Friday, October 31st. Election Day is Tuesday, November 4th. Whitehouse ISD is committed to transparency. Please contact us at 903-839-5500 if you have questions. Visit WISDschoolfunding.com to learn the facts so you may make an informed decision at the polls. The Whitehouse ISD School Funding Election, a community-driven plan that will impact every student on every campus while keeping our property tax rate 45 cents lower than 8 years ago.
All right, let's go Cats. Ladies and gentlemen, your Whitley halftime show. There they go. Running off, as is tradition, last home game. They don't tell the freshmen, so they don't know. They're like, what's going on? What are we doing here? All right. Well, thank you so much for sticking around. Ben looked great tonight. And I'm going to be honest, they got a little sloppy at the very end there, Chris. Maybe lost focus. I'm sure Mr. Kaiser will get to the bottom of that and get them shipped up and shaped out for Tuesday at 2 p.m. Can't wait. Waco, Texas are going to perform. If they qualify, they'll perform that evening in the finals. Hopefully, maybe win a state championship. You never know. It's at hand, Chris. It could happen.
How have they done in the past when it comes to this level of competition?
I mean, they've been up and down. You know, they've struggled a little bit as of late, and so we're kind of excited to see what happens this year. We'll put it at that. How about that?
There you go.
I actually don't have all the results, but traditionally they do a really good job. Boy, we're moving some noises around right there.
You're not supposed to talk about that. I'm trying to do that on the DL.
Sorry, my voice sounded like it changed. I didn't know if the way I looked changed also, or just my voice, or maybe I put on 20 pounds in that 5 seconds. But we're doing well. Well, here we are, second half about to get kicked off. I know we're going. Oh, we didn't show the school bus commercial. Okay, we'll show that here in just a little bit, I promise. For those of you who have your pen and paper standing by to find out where the haunted school bus is, we'll make sure that you get the details of that here in just a little bit. But
I may have to wait until the third to fourth quarter carryover.
We might have to,
because they're coming out to kick this ball off.
Yeah, we haven't had any official timeouts yet tonight for any sort of medical reasons, thank goodness.
Yes.
And so that's been wonderful. But
and if the game feels a little weird to you, there's the fact that the PA announcer, that microphone is out. So there is no PA announcer in the background. That's why we can't hear the white hat on penalties.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's talking. No one's listening. All right, the kickoff. Oh, he caught it out of bounds at the 19. The Broncos had a rookie running back returning a kick a couple weeks ago against the Giants last week, and he caught the ball at the 5-yard line and kept his feet in and then fell out, and the ball was down at the 5-yard line. That was somewhat similar, but he probably had a little bit more room and he was at the 20. So,
and that's not a bad strategy. We're going to put it right up against the sideline at the 20. If he opts to catch it and goes out of bounds, they'll start at the 20. If he doesn't, start at the 30. Not a bad idea at all, actually.
That's right. Make him make a decision. All right, so here we go. Second half. First half was only 53 minutes long. And so here comes the second half. Evans takes it, tries to get around the outside. Jaden Bell there. Man, Pickens gets there, and then all the rest of the Wildcats to keep him from gaining a yard. Second down and 10.
Yep, good job there. Whitehouse was showing some pressure up front, and then had some linebackers drop back. And they were able to keep enough pressure on the edge to prevent the running back from being able to get outside and get any positive yards. Good flow to the football there, making the tackle for a stop.
And, Chris, it makes my heart happy when you're impressed with the play of the defense. Here comes another screen, this time to the right. Uh-oh! He could go all the way. Carmelo pushes him out of bounds. Touchdown saving tackle by Carmelo Perkins out there.
And I'll tell you this, Whitehouse has got to figure out how they're going to defend the screen, because that is the most success, without question, that Hallsville has had tonight, is being able to run the outside screen, get blockers out there. And that time, even though they didn't have offensive line blockers necessarily, that receiver was able to pick his way through the wide receivers that were blocking and find green grass and threaten the end zone.
Yeah, so now Carmelo Perkins has scored a touchdown and saved a touchdown. How about that? The give is to Evans. Kind of finds a little room, leans forward for about a gain of 3 yards. Second down and 7. Whoosh. Band is kind of getting all their stuff, about to get back.
That was a great job getting him to the ground, because he put his foot in the dirt, made a decisive upfield cut, and more often than not, a running back with some momentum is going to split through that. And Whitehouse, great job there, being able to make that tackle and not give up the first down.
Oh, 3rd and 2 coming up. And we're fortunate to be dry out here. Forecast doesn't call for showers. Hallsville will be long home and in bed by the time the showers come in, so that's good news. Motion this time by 23. The handoff, he keeps it, goes outside. The ball is high from Wallace. Boy, he had a receiver there that was going to catch that, and Ellis Solis tied in. He probably would have scampered.
Yeah,
into
when we were down on the field looking at guys who might be a problem for Whitehouse's defense based on their size, speed, 23 there was definitely one of the guys that we put a check mark by. That's the first time they've really utilized him. That was a great usage idea, just not a good pass. He was expecting it over his right shoulder, and quarterback threw it over his left shoulder, and he was not able to adjust going into the boundary.
So they've got Solis in the backfield now. Motion this time. Movement again.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to say who it was, but it might have been the same fella.
It's been a rough night.
Here comes the field goal team now for Hallsville. Boy, as a coach, you're just ripping your hairs out of your head at those penalties where they just keep jumping. All right, so we got about a 34-yard field goal attempt coming up here. We'll see if they can get on the scoreboard. We still have a shutout in our pink out. Let's see what happens.
Kicking's been a problem for both teams tonight. So
almost blocked. Ball is up, and it is good. Hallsville Bobcats find their way on the scoreboard. We will be back in just a moment.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
All right, we are back. We are back. As promised, we will show the haunted school bus commercials shortly. Everybody wants to go out and get them a ticket and jump on the haunted school bus. All right, so this is the second kickoff tonight. The first one was to the right side over there. Everyone's moving back. Let's see if they kick it to Aiden Wright up over there again. Let's see what he does this time. They might have the guy in the backfield come up to catch it. Oh, whoa. Aiden Wright, here he comes. Oh, he found it! Almost broke it.
Oh.
Okay, so Aiden Wright ran back to catch that ball. He actually waved for a fair catch on his way back and stole it from whoever was back there. So he probably realized, I better go do something here because I almost blotched that. Yeah, he was calling for a fair catch running backwards. So
that was wild.
And then
kickoffs this year have just been something to watch. You never know what's going to happen.
That's right.
Yeah, that's clearly a guy who wasn't getting those reps most of the season.
That's right.
Out there looking to make a play. Hey, can't fault him for that.
Yeah. Jaden Robbins with the carry. Boxed up on the inside. Taken down by the strong combo of Remington Mills and Paxton Suggs. Those just sound like defensive line names.
Those are fantastic names for defensive linemen. My goodness.
Mills and Suggs. Yeah, that's what it felt like. They what'd you say earlier? There was a wall with no door?
Yeah, that was like 3 walls with no door.
It was. All right. So 2nd down and 10. No gain on that play. Uh-oh. Snaps back. Austin is looking, throws the slant to Diarra across the field. Gain of about 16 yards on the play. Boy, you hadn't seen Diarra run many slants this year.
No, great catch in traffic. Sometimes just being in there amidst a bunch of defenders, difficult to make the catch. He did it well.
Here comes the hurry up this time. The give to Caden Robbins. Breaks it through a hole, breaks a tackle, and then he gets taken down. Looks like that was an awkward landing. 8-yard gain on the play. He hops right up and says, let's go.
I think that the style with which he runs makes it so that there ends up being a lot of tackles that look awkward. because it's difficult for teams to get him to the ground.
Yeah, he doesn't go down easily at all, and they usually just have to wrap up his legs and just hang on for dear life. So 2nd down and 2, a lot of options here with 2nd and short. Yep, and here's one of them. Going back to Tiara, great pass.
Oh.
Man, he must have been buttering his toast because there was butter on his fingers once again. Boy, great route, great pass, just could not make the catch.
Yep. It's how it is sometimes. But last time when he had a drop like that, he bounced right back. Coaches were great about making sure the ball got back to him again quickly, give him a chance to get past it, and expecting he'll do the same again next chance he gets.
Yeah, and he made that catch 2 plays earlier in that slant in the middle of traffic, and a great catch there. All right, here we go, 3rd and 2. They're going right back to him. Ball gets batted way back. Yeah, they were going back to him, and I think he had him, but a lot of pressure up the middle, and 4th and 2. So let's see what coach decides to do here. Looks like they're going to go for it.
It's well coached on the defensive line right there for Hallsville. If they're going to try to throw the ball quickly, you need to go in with hands up to try to knock the ball down, and they did.
I think that was a Paxton Suggs or Remington Mills, Paul, up there.
One of those big defensive linemen I would not like to be out there having to deal with right now.
4th down. The fake to that's trouble.
Yep.
And it's going to be a sack. They read it all the way.
Those kind of plays have not worked well for Whitehouse tonight. Not quite sure what they're looking to exploit with that play call, what it is defensively they see that they think they can match up well against. But we've seen that end up as a sack probably 3 or 4 times tonight.
Well, turnover on downs. Wildcat defense is out there. They say, you know what? Let's go. We're ready for this. Bobcats coming out.
Let's hope they have an answer for the screen pass.
Well, they've got 2 running backs. You got Evans and Hensley out there together with Wallace.
Can run a split screen both sides at the same time.
Evans motions out. The pass real quick to tight end. Whoa. Wrapped up in a hurry, but not before a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6.
Yep. Did a good job. They run one of those running backs out wide to pull a linebacker, open up some space for that tight end to be able to catch the ball.
Well, in their defense, I thought they were going to throw it out to him also, but they haven't done that yet tonight on that little wide receiver bubble, or running back bubble yet, but they might come back to it. All right, so here we go. Ball is fumbled. Uh-oh, Evans has some room, and he's got a full head of speed out to the 30. A good tackle that time by Malachi Allen, but not for a big gain on the play.
Yeah, that defensive line got suckered in towards the middle, and I don't know, it was just kind of like a milling around situation, and running back realized my blockers are controlling the edge right there.
Yeah.
Bounced it outside and picked up a whole lot of grass.
And props to the quarterback, Wallace, who kind of fumbled the snap, but still got a clean handoff off. All right, motion. Hensley this time gets to the outside, gets binged and banged. Not sure if he went down about the 25. Looked like he thought he was on his back and tried to acrobat himself forward for another 2 or 3 yards, but brings up 2nd and 6 again.
Yeah, it looks like Hallsville has decided they're going to come out and they're going to run the ball powerfully downhill, not give their offensive line an opportunity to mess things up for them. And Whitehouse is going to have to answer the bell here.
The Jaden Bell. There's a pass outside. Set up screen, gain only about 4 that time. So once again, it will bring up 3rd down and 2. And the question is, will Hallsville jump and make it 3rd and 7? That seems to have been their nemesis all night long. Let's see if they could sit in there.
I don't think Vegas gives us odds for high school football games, but that one might.
No, you got to go like to the streets for that,
to
Chris.
The streets.
To the streets.
Yes.
With Prison Mike. All All right, there's the give to Evans. He's got an idea to get outside, and he does make it out there. A gain of about 4 or so, but that's enough for and I'll tell you what, Hallsville, as long as they don't get penalties and push themselves into big negative yardage plays, they've really haven't been stopped tonight except for stopping themselves, you know?
Yeah, and if they've discovered something here, that's another aspect that it can exploit, which is to peek inside and cause the Whitehouse defenders to collapse and then jump around the edge. That's going to be a problem the rest of the game.
And another handoff. Hensley, I believe this time, nice run, full speed ahead. He's banging. He's not going down easy. About 12 yards, 12 or 13 yards. That's going to be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line.
Hey, Josh, I think that's actually number 9, Keontae Talley.
Okay, thank you.
So I think they've got a 3rd running back in the chamber here.
They do.
To be able to throw 3 different guys at Whitehouse, 3 different looks.
And there goes Talley. Oh, Talley just met up with, was that Pickens? Oh, it was Bell. That was Jaden Bell again.
Several Whitehouse defenders who blocked the path on that one. And he tried to jump back, kind of like do a back jump cut and then go around the outside, but Whitehouse was having none of it.
Yeah, Jaden said, nope. Nope. All right, so here we go, 2nd and 6. Let's see if the Wildcat defense can stiffen up here and hold. Feel like Hallsville's just running the ball. Uh-oh, there goes that motion to the outside again. The give, that's Hensley. He's going to be down about the 1, I think. So 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. This will get interesting.
And they've got those 3 running backs now that they can rotate and keep a fresh runner on the field. Whitehouse, with the injuries the last couple weeks, not having the same benefit.
They're going hurry up. I feel like they're going to Evans here. Yep, there's the give to Evans. He gets hit. Does not make it in. It's going to be about 2 yards short of the goal line, so he lost a yard. Once again, 4th down and 2.
Had all the kind of the zone blocking to the right. Pickens off the edge, the backside of the line there, able to get a hold of him and not let him go. Teammates helped throw him to the ground for a loss, maybe.
The Cadavian Pickens.
That's right.
All right.
Playing with some strength here tonight. Love to see it.
Uh-oh, we got us a timeout. We will be back in just a moment to find out what happens on 4th and goal.
We have gone insane here at CDL Training Academy. Get your CDL fast for only $2,900. How can we do this?
Because we're a crazy boys.
Get down to Henderson now. Call or click today to get your CDL.
All right, Chris, I know we've talked about this, but in what scenario would you get your CDL?
I'm going to be honest with you. I was a coach a couple of times.
Yeah.
And there was desire expressed that I get my CDL and become one of the coaches who drive the bus. And in one of those instances, my choice was to no longer be a coach.
Okay.
So
you quit your job.
That's
wow.
That's how excited I am potentially to get a CDL. But that's a personal choice. So yeah.
Well, I had a CDL. I was one of the best bus drivers you've ever seen.
I don't know. Chad Barnes was a pretty phenomenal bus driver.
Oh, Chad Barnes was.
Now check this out. That's an unbalanced line, like 5 linemen to
going
the right.
Oh, he's the throwback.
Oh.
Boy, that was tricky. So they probably lined him up on the end of the line.
He was right next to the person snapping the ball. So he would have been kind of lost in the wash, seen as a offensive lineman, when in fact he was the edge player at the tight end.
Chris, that's that trick play I was talking about they were going to run earlier. They were just trying to wait for the right time to
And they practiced it because they came out, went right to it, and then they were all excited. So they've been working on that.
So touchdown Hallsville. The kick is up and it is good. So your score now, we've got a game. Bobcats 10, Wildcats 6, and we will be back in just a moment.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Well, welcome back to Wildcat Stadium for the first time tonight. The Wildcats find themselves down, and we're it's going to be a good game. Chris, got 4:13 left in the second quarter. Wildcat defense going to have to figure out a way to stop that run by Hallsville. And,
think Hallsville's going to kick it to Aiden here?
Think they're going to kick to Aiden. So that's Zamaje back behind him. The kick is up. He calls for a fair catch immediately. So, all right.
That's coached.
He must
if he's
be
doing
coached.
that's coached. That's what they want to do.
Okay.
Which that's fine. That's fine.
I kind of liked Aiden's return, though. You know, he
Well,
almost broke one to the house.
Sometimes you cheer for chaos, so I don't know that.
Yeah,
I do too. So we got to be fair.
Okay. All right. Well, he's making a good catch, and Wildcats are starting at the 26-yard line. Still got the haunted school, but listen, we're going to play the haunted school bus commercial right after the third quarter. So keep that pen and paper handy and prepare yourselves for information on the haunted school bus. All right, here we go. Snap is back. A quick pass to Diarra. Pretty good little run there. Blocks, little help. 5-yard gain on the play. Positive yardage.
And again, catching the ball in traffic there with blocking going on around him. Being able to turn it up and get 5 yards like that, it's a good start to the drive, and good to get him back on the positive side there, help his head get right after the drop.
All right, so 2nd down and 5. Well, the fake jet sweep, the give to Robbins. Robbins doesn't get tackled, but there's 4 or 5 Bobcats there pushing him back, so loss of about a yard on the play. On the line, the guy, whoever's holding the line is, there we go. Come on back.
He lost sight of the official.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of the plays that take a long time to develop in the backfield. This defensive line is very solid for Hallsville, and if Whitehouse is holding the ball long in the backfield, it gives them a chance to close in. And that is a wide rush technique at the top. Look at that.
Motion to the outside. The pass to Christian Long. He tries to find some room, and he does get some. Ahead enough for the first down. So a good pass and catch by Christian. And you were just saying, Chris, you don't like the plays that take a long time to develop. Well, that one went quick.
And again, early in the game, that's where they had their most success, Whitehouse did, in the quick passing game, taking advantage of the space in front of them.
Here it is again. Diarra with the catch. Kind of dances around for a second to find some room, but that gave him time to get out there. But 6-yard gain on the play. A great block by Christian Long that time out there.
And Diarra set that up well with that jab step outside, enabled him to set up the block so that he could cut back inside and pick up a few more yards. That's really difficult to do, number one, to make the catch with stuff going on right around you, and then immediately to basically turn into a running back and set up your blocker for your best opportunity for success after a catch. It's tough to do. He's done it well.
Chris Perkins is back in. Perkins with the handoff. Finds some room. Nice run by Perkins. Gains about 10 yards on the play. First down, Wildcats.
Yeah, you know he's going to want to showcase that speed. And so if there's a slot or a space for him to get through, he's going to get through it quickly. And before the defense can even react, he's already in the second level. Linebackers and safeties having to come up and make plays. I'm wondering when they're going to try to go back to that play where they try to sneak the guy deep. We had if you remember, we had a receiver wide open about 20 yards behind the safeties. And it may be that Hallsville has shored that up, but
well, it might have been what they tried to do on 4th down last time. Oh, big hit in the backfield.
Got to throw that. Got to throw that away. No need to take those hits.
Yeah. Austin's my guy. He doesn't need to be getting hit like that.
Got to protect yourself.
Loss of only 2 on the play, so it's the difference between an 8-yard sack and a 2-yard. If you're going to get sacked moving forward.
And the thing is, too, some people might be like, oh, gosh, the offensive line's doing a terrible job. There he is getting hit again. But some of that's like the play's designed to be thrown within 2 seconds. And so if it's not, that's...
Chris, I didn't think the offense was doing a terrible job. Uh-oh. There goes Austin. Finds some room. Gets grabbed. Pulled back around out to about the 40-yard line. So a gain of about 8 yards on the play will set up a 3rd down and 4. Only about 40 seconds left on the clock. All right, so Chris Hutton coming out and Remington Mills coming in to spell him.
Yeah, they've got the heavy
Mills
package in there.
Yep.
On the defensive line. They're playing the run first on this 3rd down.
3rd and 4, looking to throw. Oh, passes it out. Goodness gracious. Jackson Gary was there. Just couldn't get the ball up. So 4th down and 4.
That's exactly how Miami's game ended last week, except
the
it was an
Hurricanes,
interception.
Chris?
Yeah.
We're talking about the Hurricanes.
That play exactly right there, and it was an interception. Austin went to throw the interception, took an extra step, and then tried to give himself a chance to make the completion. It's a difficult completion because that defender played it well.
Gotcha. All right, 4th down and 4. Let's see what the Cats come up with. The snap is back. The fake pressure. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it looked like they were Jaden Gardner. Yeah, he had something else in mind. Miscommunication right there. So once again, a turnover on downs and their end of the field. On the Bobcats end of the field. So,
don't hate that play call. Just running about a 10, 12-yard comeback to about 8 yards. Just not on the same page there. Timing maybe affected a little bit.
Looked like Jaden was coming back, and then he thought, well, maybe I'll go, and it all just happened right there together. So Hallsville's ball, 12 seconds left.
Whitehouse must have a stop on this drive.
Evans around the end, trying to get outside. Gets blocked. And that is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. We'll be back after this message.
Scary bus.
From the haunted bus.
There's something spooky going on at Stillwater RV Resort. Tales of old coming back to haunt the guests and the locals alike. Stillwater and CDL Training Academy present the Haunted Bus Ride. Take a trip back to see the resort of old and witness the staff come to life to bring back souls that are so bold. If you dare try to ride, fright and fear will be by your side. For a mere $5, test your luck in hopes you don't get stuck. For 2 weekends only, come to Stillwater RV Resort if you dare.
Chris, I am willing to bet that Kristen, your wife, would love a date night on the haunted bus ride.
Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is that probably most of the dates that I've come up with in our marriage have been unintentional haunted bus ride type dates. So I'm not going to put that on her.
Okay. Listen, she could sit on the bus. She could hold your hand. You could protect her from all the evil ghouls. It would be very romantic.
She would have to protect me, and that would not be romantic. So we're going to let that go.
Oh, you'd be scared of the haunted bus ride.
Don't love the haunted bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
prefer Schoolhouse Rocks and, the other bus there, learning fun stuff about the country and school subjects. Not a big fan of the haunted school bus.
All right. You could tell Chris and I get excited about new commercials. So.
Totally.
Yeah.
Makes our day.
All right, 1st and 10. Hallsville picks up the first down on an Evans run. They give this time to Hensley. Gets outside. Great job that time. Caden McGill out there shutting it down. Loss of 3 yards on the play. So 2nd down, 13 coming up.
I know they were hoping to capture the edge and be able to get around the edge and find green grass. Whitehouse that time played that well. Coming out of the break, coaches must have been strongly reminding them, cannot let them have the edge. Cannot let them get around the outside to open green. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, they've got a mismatch up top maybe. Oh, there's a pass. Could be a double pass.
And they were not set.
No, they
did we
weren't.
call timeout? We did.
Whitehouse called timeout. Well, we're going to stay right here. Did anybody catch where and when the haunted bus ride is? If you did, put it on YouTube, put it on the chat line real quick. And because as scary as it looks, we're not able to actually hear the commercials from where we're at. So if you could help us, that would be awesome. All right, 10:51 left in the game. I'm looking down. I'm seeing not our cheerleaders, but Hallsville's cheerleaders. No, never mind. I was going to say they're wearing jackets, but they don't have jackets on anymore. So, no, it's still not cold. 9th game of the year, and there hasn't been a reason to wear jackets to the football game yet, Chris.
Hasn't been a reason to wear anything other than shorts and a T-shirt.
Yeah, and that's probably much like your Miami Hurricanes. They could probably play the whole season and just wear shorts and a T-shirt, huh?
Well, they finished the season at Virginia Tech and at Pitt, so I imagine that they're definitely going to be wearing sleeves.
Awesome. All right, well, we don't have, there's nobody really. Nobody could figure out when the haunted bus ride is or where it is, Chris. All right, here we go. Hallsville, 2nd and 13. Get a screen pass. Whitehouse doing a much better job covering it. What a play and an individual effort that time by Kingston Hopkins. Powers his way forward.
It was well defended. Excuse me. Pickens, the first one out there to get a hand on him, and he's playing on the edge there, so that tells you that the defensive line is reacting, reading the screen and reacting quicker. And still, though, able to fight through that and pick up probably 3 or 4 more yards. Good individual effort, like you said.
I knew you would like that.
I'm a fan of solid defense and individual effort on offense. So that was a win-win play.
All right, so here we go. 3rd down and 8. Movement, but he didn't come across. Wide open across the middle is number 26, Coben, Certain is his last name. 5'8" junior. So that's another first down.
I kind of felt like no idea where he came from, but he was running open on the slant. Quarterback put it in a good spot, low, so that only his receiver could make a play on the ball. And Whitehouse not able to defend that in any way.
Well, we got the cheerleaders right by our mic, so if you're wondering what they're cheering, you can hear them. All right, so 1st down and 10. Getting to the outside.
Oh.
Nice cut to the inside.
Oh.
Tough to take him down. Evans across the 20 to the 19. Another 1st down.
We're back to number 2. We have both teams tonight showcasing a defensive back at the running back position. And for Hallsville, their guy, number 2 there, is able to kind of fight his way through slices in the defense and pick up yards pretty consistently. Carmelo on our side, when Carmelo takes the handoff, he's just like shot out of a cannon. And Hallsville's just trying to respond as quickly as they can and get him to the ground. Oh boy, something else here.
Well, we got a stack formation here. 3 backs in a row. We give the blocks. Oh, Dudley.
And Mr. Dudley said, no.
David Dudley said, hold on right there.
Nope, nope, nope.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Chris, there's a World Series game going on right now. Tied at 2 in the bottom of the 5th, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Who do you have in that series, Chris?
I have a rule that says that once football season starts, if I turn my radio on and there's a baseball game on, then I turn my radio off. Because football season is football season.
Oh, so
that's my rule.
So you don't like that question from me,
no,
apparently. Oh, we got the audible.
Oh, boy.
See what happens. Got motion, moving. Okay, clean snap. There's the handoff. Almost, Pickens almost gets to him. It's getting a great effort to move forward about 6 yards, maybe 5 yards on the play.
That was a great job there by Perkins to set the edge and force that ball carrier to have to duck back inside. What he needed was one of his teammates to be right there setting the wall, and unfortunately the running back able to pick his way through a couple layers of defense and pick up 5 yards.
Well, I've got the Dodgers, Chris. In 5, the gentleman's sweep. Roll out to the outside. He gets Solis in the flat this time.
I think that was a really good fake because most of the defense was looking for the running back inside who did not have the ball, and the quarterback did outside and was able to hit 23 squarely that time and use him well to pick up yards. I did see highlights, Josh, the other day that Ohtani was pitching, and he pitched himself a shutout and hit 3 home runs.
Yes.
Nothing quite like being able to help yourself out like that. That's incredible.
That's very incredible. Oh, a snap is low and on the ground. Wallace was not ready for it at all. Bounced off his thigh pads on the ground. I think that's still number 9 in there. Tally jumped on it and, I think that's Tally. Jumped on it, saved it from being a turnover, but that puts them back to the 13-yard line and 2nd and goal. So,
and again, Hallsville shooting themselves in the foot. They're the ones stopping them so far here in the third quarter.
Yeah,
Whitehouse really hadn't been able to find an answer and stop a drive.
Motion by Solis to the outside. And there they threw the little bubble pass outside to Evans, but ball is low and uncatchable, really. Yeah. And I'm glad he didn't catch it. Well, he's glad he didn't because it had been a loss of 3 yards trying to catch it. So 3rd down and goal coming up from the 13-yard line.
No jokes about how number 2 was a defensive back, now playing running back. And those guys that play defensive back, there's a reason connected to the way they catch the ball that they put them on defense.
Man, Chris,
not his fault, though. Definitely not his fault. I am not taking a shot at him because if you're running away from the quarterback and he throws the ball below your knee, that's tough.
He was the wide receiver. He's not. So, not the defense. Pressure thrown way high. Great pressure that time by the Wildcat defense to force an errant throw, if you will.
Yeah,
and that's
Perkins was in his hip pocket right there. That was great coverage as well.
All right, so here we go for another field goal attempt. Field goal galores. Hope you had kickers on your fantasy team tonight.
Well, it started really rough for kickers in this game. And
I'm looking at the wind blowing to the right. Kick is up, and it is good. Straight down the middle. So your score, Bobcats 13, Wildcats 6. We'll see if the Wildcat offense can respond when we come back.
We have gone insane here at CDL Training Academy. Get your CDL fast for only $2,900. How can we do this?
Because we're a crazy boys.
Get down to Henderson now. Call or click today to get your CDL.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
Welcome back to Friday Night Football at Wildcat Stadium. Wildcat Football on NETSN. Bobcats go down and put a field goal up and now are kicking off. Oh, they're kicking it somewhere else. Well, yeah, there was a fair catch there, and they didn't blow the whistle. So,
Carter Willingham moved sideways, stepped right in front of Diarra, and
another.
They may be intentionally kicking the ball in between people just to see how Whitehouse responds. That is definitely a strategy. If you're not going to kick it far, then you can choose exactly where you're going to drop that ball. And if you put it between people to try to it's mine, it's yours, and it falls to the ground, or somebody runs into somebody and drops it. There could be some strategy going on with how they're kicking the ball like that.
Well, there's definitely strategy on the Wildcat side of calling for the fair catch. Diarra had called the fair catch, and then Willingham caught it. And so low snap, gets it up outside. Nice little run.
Well,
Perkins puts the ball. He was down, but they're not going to call him down. So maybe he wasn't down. Recovered by the Bobcats at their 37-yard line.
Yeah, that was definitely coming out on the way to the ground, and unfortunate. And honestly, Perkins out here playing his guts out tonight, doing a great job offensively and defensively. That's a guy just not with a lot of experience carrying the football, playing defensive back most of the season. Now filling in, helping with some snaps on offense. And he hates that for his team because that was a great start to the drive. You give him a chance, hopefully he'll be able to take the ball back and help his teammates get the ball back again.
Chris, are you accusing me of making a homer call by saying he was down, but they didn't call him down?
No, because it was definitely while he was on his way to the ground, so it was a close call.
Well, I didn't really see, so I just went ahead and said that he was down. So
undoubtedly.
It was a homer call. But all right, well, here we go. Oh, backwards motion. There goes Evans. Once again, just slicing and dicing his way through. Gain of about 9. The Cats are going to have to come up with some sort of a stop or a turnover or something pretty soon here. The defense is worn out. They've got their hands on their hips, and it reminds me when Myles Garrett was at A&M. He would play like 2 plays, and then he would just he'd have his hands on his thigh pads, and he would just be heaving. And I'm like, man, if you would, not saying the Wildcats aren't conditioned, but I just remember Myles Garrett being frustrated because he couldn't hardly stay in for more than 2 plays when he was at A&M. But all right, all that to say, 2nd and 1. Evans again takes it, finds him 2 or 3 yards. And, yep, he's ahead for a first down. Moving the chains.
I imagine Hallsville's just going to continue to give a steady dose of this. In fact, that it would make a whole lot of sense for them to continue to do that. Their offensive line is opening up enough space for their running backs to be able to get past the line of scrimmage, and at that point, if they can stiff arm or knock a hand off of them, they can turn something that wasn't really much into something big. Whitehouse here defensively has got to be strong tacklers. You got to get guys to the ground strong here. They can't be messing around with grabbing.
Great job following his blocks there by Evan. Very patient that time, and gain of 7. 2nd down and 3 coming up. Clock is running now down under 4:40. So, gonna have to make a big stop. I am glad that we haven't seen anyone stay down tonight, Chris, as far as, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that or not in terms of not jinxing anything, but it's been
you're
really
right.
good.
Thankfully, we saw a bunch of people down on the ground last week, and thankful to not see that this week for sure.
Very thankful. Very, very. There he goes.
This is just too easy for Hallsville. At the point of attack on the offensive line, the holes are wide open, and they're going to get at least 5 yards of carry unless Whitehouse can do something to threaten the offensive line and disrupt. Yeah.
Well, here comes Debo Marshall. Let's see what he can do. What he can Debo.
Well, it looks like they're going to try to add some beef up there and see if they can make it more difficult. That is one thing that Whitehouse has done. They've given up a significant size advantage on the defensive line to the offense this year. And, if you don't have big, huge guys, you don't have big, huge guys, and you're going to have to find a way to play through it. And in this style of a game, that's difficult.
There's the give that time. Again, they had it beat, but he still slides forward for 4 yards, still finds a way.
Yeah.
So,
and we praise our guys, Robbins, Grimes, who do a good job of picking up positive yards whenever they're running with that forward propulsion. And Hallsville, their running backs are coached well, and they're doing the same thing, picking up yards.
Yeah, I haven't thought about Grimes. We haven't seen him in tonight. So,
yeah, he was one of those guys that was definitely took a pounding last week.
He did.
Took a beating last week.
That's the best way to put it. So, all right, ball handoff again. There you go. Jaden Bell grabs him, but he slips away. Again, 4 or 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, they had him grabbed for a loss, and it looked like Whitehouse defender knocked his teammate off the tackle, unfortunately.
Well, that's no good. Looks like Hallsville's going to call. We're going a 2-minute warning. So stick with us, and we will be back in just a moment. Well, Chris, what are you doing this weekend? Anything fun?
Well, you know, we have the rain predicted to come in tomorrow.
Oh, come on
talked
now.
to some folks that were like, we're going to buy some meat and grill under the covered porch and enjoy the rain. And, you know, it has been a while since we've had some rain here. And I know people that have livelihood that involves what's going on outside are thankful for it. It might be kind of a lazy afternoon, watch some football tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds nice. I think that's producer Zach who's actually going to be cooking the meat and grilling.
Yeah.
I think he's excited about that. All right. Well, we have another timeout, so give us a second. We'll be right back. One more time, the haunted school bus.
There's something spooky going on at Stillwater RV Resort. Tales of old coming back to haunt the guests and the locals alike. Stillwater and the CDL Training Academy present the Haunted Bus Ride. Take a trip back to see the resort of old and witness the staff come to life to bring back souls that are so bold. If you dare try to ride, fright and fear will be by your side. For a mere $5, test your luck in hopes you don't get stuck. For 2 weekends only, come to Stillwater RV Resort if you dare.
I don't know, Chris. I think I'm going to find a way to get on that haunted bus ride tomorrow night. Maybe take my wife.
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night. Saturday night.
Okay.
I mean, forget A&M LSU, you know. We got date night on the haunted bus ride.
I'd love to hear what your wife has to say about that. I know what my wife sent me a text message about the haunted bus ride. And
oh, she sent you are you going to share that with the rest of us? Or
well, it was a correction for me to not be snarky.
Oh.
But no, she's not interested in the haunted bus ride.
I mean, it's so funny story about my wife and I when we first started hanging out.
Did we just call timeout? Did Whitehouse call timeout?
Well, of course they did. They got to call their timeouts in order to get the ball back. Is that they're out of timeouts now? I was trying to tell a story about 26 years ago.
Derailed you there.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, we were at Hardin Simmons in Abilene, and they showed a movie called The Changeling, and it was like an old school horror movie, and they played it at the Paramount Theater, which is kind of like the one we have downtown. It's an old theater with like a second deck, but like the whole place would fill up with college kids in there. I mean, and everyone's screaming throughout the movie, and it's like this paranormal, scary stuff. But anyways, all that to say, my wife and I went to that movie together, to the horror movie in it, and I protected her and she protected me, and 26 years later we're still together.
There we go.
All right, 2nd down and 8. Snap is back to give to Evans again. Evans waits, dances around, almost gets ahead for a first down. He's going to stop short. Clock continues to run. 3rd and 1. So they're going to snap the ball with about 52 seconds left or so, and Whitehouse has one more chance to stop them here.
And I'm going to predict they're not going to try anything crazy like that triple stack. Probably just a straightforward running play with
it looks like they're going to call end. I think Hallsville's going to call a timeout.
Let it run down to
clock.
1.
Yeah.
And then call timeout.
That's right.
We got all this strategy with the clock here late.
Yep, absolutely. So they're going to call a timeout. We are going to go and hear from our gold sponsor, Jamie Whitley, one more time tonight, and we'll be right back.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. 52 seconds left. 3rd down and short. A little under 2 yards. Well, it's been kind of a strange game tonight. Feels like the game never really started. Everything's kind of moved in slow motion, and here we are down to a really important couple plays here. Let's see if the Wildcats can put a stop to this.
It's a lot of beef on the line for Whitehouse there.
Evans stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but he powers forward. That's enough for a first down, and that will end
effectively
this game.
do it. Yep.
Yeah, they will have one more snap to kneel. I imagine it'll be victory formation, and Hallsville's going to leave Wildcat Stadium with a 13-6 victory.
And the bus ride home will not be the scary bus for Hallsville.
It will not be a haunted bus ride home. And props to our cheerleaders down there. They're not going to stop cheering. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a fun game. It's been good to be at home. Very disappointing that the Wildcats weren't able to pull out the victory. But at the same time, we saw some positive things, and definitely could have been worse. So, Chris, any final thoughts as Hallsville celebrates?
Well, I've never seen a bye week fall for a team after their 9th game in a row, right before their very last game. So I don't know what the approach is going to be that the coaches take this next week. It may simply be, hey, let's put some crazy stuff together and have fun this week, and then go out there and just take a shot at a really good opponent. Going to Marshall in 2 weeks. Hopefully it'll be like a YOLO type, hey, let's just go have fun. Let's see if we can do something crazy. And I'm looking forward to that game, because if that's how it plays out, it might be a whole lot of fun to watch that game. So, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great if we could end off the season. I believe by losing this game tonight, it eliminates any possibility of playoffs for the Wildcats. I'm not.
That is true.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm pretty sure about that, just mathematically. But, it'd be fun to go out to Marshall in a couple weeks and steal a win, You just never know when that will happen and how that will go down. So, anyways, we're going to leave. We appreciate everyone for coming. For Josh Jared, the producer, Zach, and Chris Brody.
And Ron on the camera.
And Ron Owens, the Ron Owens on the camera. We hope you all have a wonderful night, and we will see you in 2 weeks in Marshall.
Stay dry tomorrow, everybody.
Stay dry and don't go on the haunted school bus unless you can handle it. Have a great evening.
Keeps. Williams fights through the yards, breaks some tackles. Williams still on his feet. Williams breaks another tackle. Here he goes. He's got some blockers. Sam Williams, he ain't going to catch him. Touchdown, God. 59-yard touchdown run on 3rd and 2 for Sam Williams.
Yeah, whoa. They get set early, very quickly here. Play clock down to 3. Dixon gets it off, low snap. Pickram up the middle, and there he goes. Pickram into the secondary. Pickram is going to go. He is gone. Touchdown. Macho steps up in the pocket, and he gets away from one tackler, avoids another tackler, tries to run. He's still on his feet. Camacho still on his feet. He's still running. Camacho, goodness gracious, he's still going. Camacho, is he going to score? Wow. Touchdown. Quick pass. Bork adjusts and intercepted, and he caught it.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
He's going all the way.
Oh, my God. No,
it's Taylor.
Just let him go. Just let him go.
And a pick six.
Kind of stalled him out here. Brisbane got Stewart with a little.
Oh, he ran over the defender. The helmet coming off. Holy man.
Quarterback Smith. And Smith's in the gun. He's going to go back to pass. Goes out to his left. He's got a man open. It's Bork again. Caught. Bork breaks some tackle. Oh my gosh. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 10. Touchdown, Arp. What? Here we go. 1st and 10. They're going to throw it outside. They're going to double pass here. Going deep. That's Man Scott. What a catch by Man Scott. It's a one-handed grab. He's going to go almost all the way. Just tackle at the 1. Highlight reel right there for Man Scott. Oh, my goodness, Jason.
I don't think you'll see anything like that.
Woo.
That's not an East Texas highlight reel. That's Sports Center right there.
Man, oh, man. What a catch.